Hello everyone, welcome back to another video here in the channel Child More. Please be sure to comment, like, and subscribe to the channel Child More. Please remember to keep your comments decent, not offensive. And if you're not subscribed to the channel Child More, please remember to keep your comment decent and not offensive. If you're not subscribed to the channel Child More, please hit that bell notification to get notifications when the channel receives uploads. I am deeply just sick of what has gone on. Alright, this is obviously not something to be joking about. Alright. It isn't something to be, you know why it's not funny. And this is Donald J. Trump in Jesus' robe. And he's obviously in that picture trying to heal what looks like a dead, Jon Stewart. I mean, even Jon Stewart thought that this photo was a little bit fishy, because he thought for sure that he was dead. Yeah. And it just turned out that maybe that was John Oliver and maybe a group, or maybe Jeffrey Epstein and party. I think there was like demons in that picture, and that was that photo received a lot of backlash. Alright, a lot of Christians did not like this photo. And yeah, it received a lot of backlash. Trump posted that on Truth Social. After it received a lot of backlash, then what happened was he took it down, because he knew it offended a lot of people, especially God. But you can't really hide anything from God. God already knows that he probably committed blasphemy against God. And Trump, you gotta remember this. Trump only has a habit of caring for himself. Okay? So you gotta remember too, he obviously just, you gotta remember that, he just, he only thinks about himself. That's why he posted that. He didn't care about, how much backlash that's gonna get. He posted that for one purpose. He wanted to make himself look better than everybody else. He wanted to make himself look better than God. And guess what? That was pure blasphemy right there. Because God is better than everybody else. And yeah, don't forget that. God is the most top. He's just, he is the #1 king in the world. He is. There's nobody in this world that can actually get into God's level. It doesn't happen. It only happens if you make it into heaven. And you're there to experience your second birth. But the second birth does not come. It does not come unless you follow God's commandments. Yeah. And you certainly are not going to experience life on earth a second time. It's commit blasphemy against God. Because let me tell you, blasphemy is the one sin that God never forgives you of. So, yeah, so I gotta say that I wouldn't be impersonating Trump on making fun of being better than Jesus. I would not do that. You know why I wouldn't do it? Because, well, you know why. You know why I wouldn't do it. You know why I would not do this stuff? You know why I wouldn't make fun of God? And like Jesus, or making fun of, making, like impersonating Trump with making fun, making himself look like he was super powerful and was able to heal people in Jesus' robe. You know why I wouldn't do that? Because that was blasphemy. Alright, he was obviously trying to make himself look like he was the one that was Jesus. And that was just pure blasphemy, bro. Even Farron Cousins said this. So, there you go. There you go right there. God already saw the post on Truth Social. Alright, he can never forgive Donald J. Trump for this. And like I said, blasphemy is the one unforgivable sin. And God never forgives people who blaspheme against him. Alright? Alright? You need to remember that. Alright? Those who blaspheme against God, he will never forgive you of it. Ever. The only thing that he would say to you when you die, he would say, I have never knew you. Depart from me, you who practice lawlessness or blasphemy. Alright. You gotta be very, very careful about what you want to make fun of. Because it's just not a good idea. It's not a good idea. Blasphemy is never a good idea against God. It's never a good idea. Ever. I don't know what it is, but it sounds to me like people just don't know any better than that. I guess they don't really seem to understand. I guess they just don't understand, or people won't seem to understand that, you know, I guess that there are things that you can joke about and stuff that you just can't. It's very, very dangerous. It's very, very dangerous. I would not even think about, making jokes about this. Because you know why I want to joke about it? Because I don't want to be, I don't want to fall into this hell trap. I don't want to be committing the one unforgivable sin that kicked me and keep me out of the kingdom of heaven. That is why I won't do this. You won't be hearing me on any of my YouTube videos making such idiotic moves. Okay? That's why I won't ever do this. So, yeah. So, I'll just be cautious of doing this, you know. It's not a good idea to be doing this. It'll keep you out of the kingdom of heaven. I assure you. So, if you decide that blasphemy against God is a good idea, then yeah. Because remember, the minute that you do that, the minute you are going to be the minute God is going to he won't forgive you for this. Alright? He does not forgive you of every sin. Alright? Most of the sins? Okay, yeah. But not every sin. It's every sin except one sin, which is blasphemy. Yeah. So? So? I would not consider just trying to learn it the hard way. I would not consider learning the hard way. If you do that, if you learn the hard way, if you want to learn the hard way, go ahead. You know what? If there's anybody that wants to, everybody will know how much of a struggle this is. everybody will just figure it out for themselves that, hey, there won't be any saving for you for you commit blasphemy against God. There won't. I'm sorry to say it like this, but, you know, I'm sorry, but it's just the way that it is. Right? I don't. I just can't say it any more simple than this. Alright, this isn't a joke. Chris Cuomo had said that we know better than this. Every one of us should know better than this. Could you actually just picture what God in heaven would actually say to you? Could you actually just picture what that would be? What would his words be to you? I'm sure he would be just really, really displeased with you. Yeah. I'm just, you know, you know what? I would actually just be, you know, I'm just sick of this. I'm just sick that people have just actually done this. Well, that Trump did this. Alright? And there's actually people on TikTok impersonating Trump, making fun of God like this. And I don't really find this funny because it's just, you know, it just really means, it just says something to me. It says that, it just says that the people that probably may not realize this, but God would be seeing you make impersonating Trump, making himself look like he's Jesus. But you might not realize it, that maybe you might be the one committing blasphemy. You might try to impersonate Trump, but God would actually see that you are the one committing blasphemy against God just by impersonating Trump. And you think that this is actually funny? I don't think that this is doubt. You know what? I just don't really find this funny. I just don't even find this funny one bit. Yes. All of you should, I think all of you should, consider making fun of Donald J. Trump. And, you know, impersonating him and making that post on Truth Social and that stuff. Because I would actually consider this. Why do you think God himself is looking at when he sees you're the individual that is probably making this not so hilarious videos on TikTok and YouTube, or, some other form of social media, maybe on the X platform, Instagram, or whatever. What do you think God sees? He sees the individual. He probably sees the individual trying to make fun of God. Now, actually, it's you in Trump's voice trying to impersonate him. But you have to look at the bigger picture. Is it his words? Or is it your words and you just mocking God and committing like some sort of blasphemy against him? That's what you gotta really think about. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. This is not a video that I was comfortable on making. But the good thing is I was just pleased on what has happened in these last few days when Trump made that Truth Social post. I felt very disgusted with it. And I was like, okay, obviously I'm not going to be making a joke about this. I was like, I'm not making a joke about this. I'm not going to impersonate Trump making fun of God. No way. No way. Because you know what? I'm not committing blasphemy. And blasphemy, we're not going to repeat this again. In case you actually did not figure this out. But, really, blasphemy against God is the one unforgivable sin. That's why I will not be doing this. This is a warning video that I hope that you all have considered and taken my words very, very carefully here in this video, because we are actually in a very, very bad, like, really, I want to call it the darker times in this world that we've had. The future could be the darkest days ever, because not just Trump would actually be committing blasphemy against God, but there could be other presidents of the United States that would probably do so as well. Not just Republicans. There could be Democrats that actually do this too. Who knows? Maybe if Vivek Ramaswamy was elected president of the United States, like to be the next president of the United States, do you think he would be doing the same thing? Maybe not. Maybe not that. He'd still be an idiot, though, with a fresh set of legs. Or, yeah, what he said is what the country needs, is a fresh set of legs with a fresh brain. Which I don't know if he actually said that, but I don't know about the fresh brain part. That's able to, like, lead this country. Maybe it was just a fresh set of legs and probably the same level of stupidity like Donald J. Trump. I don't know. Maybe just have to see what Tom says. Alright. But I don't think Vivek Ramaswamy would be committing blasphemy against God. I don't think so. I don't think so. And who knows? Maybe Vivek Ramaswamy will probably be on the Truth Social platform. I have no idea. I have no way of knowing. But we'll have to see what time says. I hope that we don't have another stupidity leader here in the United States, regardless of Republican or Democrat. I hope we don't have another idiot leader here in the United States from 2028. And depending on the future and how far into the future we go, I hope that we don't have another idiot leader in the United States the rest that this earth is around. Have a good day. Thank you so much for watching. I know that this video might be a bit disturbing to you, but, you know, I had to say what I said anyway, because you know what? This is actually just bothering me. It's bothering me so much. It's bothering me so much what Trump put on Truth Social. It's bothering me about, you know, committing blasphemy toward guns. It's just, I just don't, this isn't right. Not what Trump did. Not even the people impersonating Trump making fun of God. Alright. Yes. It's not funny. No matter who you are. And that is the last thing that I want to say in this video. Have a good day, and I hope you avoid this real, one unforgivable sin that's going to drag you down into the pits of hell.